I'm Mr. West, and here is an updated absolute best weapon leveling guide for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And I'm going to preface this with saying that I'm a little bit sick and have a sore throat, so sorry if my voice sounds weird. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. So the game's been out for a couple weeks now, and most of the guides you can find online for leveling and camo grinding are still very relevant, but I'd say after these few weeks of me playing, I've definitely found a few methods that aren't as well known yet, and these are going to help you min-max your weapon leveling and camo grind so that you have everything you need for multiplayer, Warzone 2.0, and DMZ. There's really only a handful of modes you should be playing, and that's dependent on the weapon you're using and your own personal preference and skill. For the faster weapons, and if you can withstand it, I would personally recommend that you just play Kill Confirmed. As in Kill Confirmed, the matches go fairly quickly and you can get tags and tons of XP with the methods I'm going to discuss later in the video. And there is an exception if you're going to be using launchers, the riot shield, and the knife, because with Kill Confirmed, the spawns can be quite sporadic, and in domination and hardpoint, it sort of groups up the enemies and adds more structure to the spawn system in COD. So this way you can get more kills, thus getting more weapon level XP. And then from there, if you're having a hard time with the snipers and the LMGs, what you can do is hop into either invasion or ground war. I prefer ground war as I can get a lot of kills. I'm used to playing ground war and doing pretty well in that. Where in invasion, I know if you kill the bots and everything, you get a ton of XP, but I was having a hard time getting to the other side of the map and getting established and killing all of the bots. And it seemed like for the amount of time it took doing that, I would have been better off just farming a ton of kills on ground war or just running back-to-back matches of Kill Confirmed. Moving on, let's discuss your class setups. So for weapons, if you're playing the 6v6 modes, you're obviously not going to want to put a lot of attachments, or mainly ADS and sprint to fire attachments, as the movement and the guns are sort of slow in this game. And also a big one here is the decoy grenade. With the extra tactical perk, you can get up to 3 decoy grenades every time you spawn, and by throwing these near enemies or objectives, it's going to be giving you bonus XP from 10 to 45 and up, depending on how many opponents it is near and how many people die near it. And this just gives you an insane amount of XP. So this is a must-have. The lethal doesn't really matter. You don't want to be getting kills with that. As for the perks, you're going to want extra tactical to be on every single class, no matter what, because that allows you to have a total of 3 decoy grenades, as I explained. This perk is interchangeable. If you feel like you're getting naded or RPG excessively in the game, then put on this. If you're using slower weapons or you just want to move around a little bit faster, I'd recommend double time. The melees, I'd use tracker, and then from there, we're going to go to the middle perk here. If you're using a sniper and LMG, you could use fast hands. I mean, I've just been biting the bullet and going with resupply, or better known as restock, where it gives you an equipment recharge rate of every 25 seconds, which means if you respawn and throw 3 decoys, by the time you get posted up to wherever you're going, you're going to have at least 1 or 2 more decoy grenades ready to go. And you can't really worry about your KD when you're trying to weapon level. And it's almost a good thing to die, because if you get those 3 decoys thrown out, that means you get an instant 3 more. And usually at the end of the match, you're going to have nearly double everyone else's XP, which is all going towards your weapon, which is insane. And the last perk, I've been enjoying Quick Fix, as the health regeneration is quite slow in this game. And if you're using snipers and longer range weapons, I'd prefer High Alert or Ghost. That way the enemies won't see you coming. Also, an underrated perk is Overclock, which allows you to have a faster field upgrade charge rate by 40%, and you can get up to 2 of them. And this comes into play for field upgrades. But before we get into that, please consider liking and subscribing and commenting your thoughts below. If I'm playing 6v6 modes and I know I'm just going to be dying a ton, I just remove this and use 1 field upgrade, and that's typically going to be the inflatable decoy. And once thrown, this can give you up to 30 XP multiple times while it is standing if an enemy shoots it. And that's where Overclock comes into play, because you can have 2 of these at a time and throwing them down and getting just extra XP upon XP. And then from there, what I'd 100% recommend you do, as for streaks, I'd recommend you toggle this to score streaks instead of kill streaks, because come to find out, the XP you get for UAV assists or counter UAV assists or advanced UAVs, that applies to your weapon that you have in your hand at the moment. In the gameplay in the background, I was using the riot shield, trying to level that up, and I had UAV, counter, and advanced, and I had, I want to say, 2 advanced UAVs, or maybe almost 2. And I got almost 4 weapon levels in 1 match with the riot shield, just off this class setup that I'm discussing, along with the score streaks. If you have double weapon XPs, I'd also recommend using these on the harder weapons, and that's subjective to what's harder for you to level up and use, so keep that in mind. And to finish up the video here, I'm going to be leaving two portions of a couple gameplays. One, which is what you're seeing right now. And the second gameplay portion is me using the Rail LMG on Ground War and getting an early 16 kill streak. This was absolutely crazy, and I got over 4 weapon levels. And you can watch these and utilize the methods I'm using to level up faster and get guns gold and ready for Warzone and DMZ. Thank you guys for stopping by. Another tip that might help you is if you consider liking, subscribing, and hitting that bell notification so you're notified when I stream here on YouTube or if I upload a video or a short, giving you guys some tips and information along with class setups and more guides like this. Thanks again for stopping by and have a wonderful day. Peace.
Solid copy. Counter UAV